Hi, it's Father John Berry, and I'm glad to see you on our Resurrection Burtonsville website. And today, besides this video, there's another one you should be seeing if you haven't yet. It's Father Mark's video for the first Sunday of Lent, okay? And it's on the Ascension Press site, okay? So for Lenten Companion Year C, the videos, and you just click the videos, and it's really it's as short as these videos are. His is more professionally done, and he's walking around this monastery. So I'm just in a classroom, but we're celebrating the first Sunday of Lent. So the book concentrates a lot on this gospel, a few days leading into it and a few days afterward, of the temptation in the wilderness by Jesus. Okay. So it's Luke 4, and it's verses 1 through 13. I'm not going to read the whole thing. You can. Remember, you can go to the USCCB website, U.S. Catholic Conference of Catholic Bishops, and they have the daily scriptures, and just click on there and you can read it. You can even print it if you want to print it. And it has the 3 big temptations that Jesus is given, and so we're out in the desert now, and imagine these 3 temptations being done to Jesus. You're a bystander. How do you feel about what's going on? What was the way that Jesus, reacted to the temptation? What was his action or his words? And what about us when we get tempted in these common ways? I know the world gets tempted for power. Everybody wants to be, the one that's favored or comfortable, or and have control over things in life, and they fight so hard for that, and that's just one of the 3. Okay, so on this Sunday, Jesus is like us in our humanity. Father Mark really makes a big point of it in his book, that he is so much like us. The incarnation is just such a special thing, that God has entered into the flesh. The Word became flesh and dwelt among us. This John's Gospel starts read at Christmas time, and Jesus being a little child. But now he's in his later 20s, and maybe at 30, and he is now in his ministry years. The book quotes John 5, verse 19. It's on page 23 of the Lenten Companion book, and it just quotes something that the Gospels bring out about Jesus. Truly, truly, I say to you, the Son can do nothing of his own accord, but only what he sees the Father doing. For whatever he does, that the Son does likewise. This is about Jesus' dependency, because he's one of us. He's acting as a leader of all of this. He's leading, and he's bringing his strength for us, and showing us that we can depend on the Father too. But he'll be the example. He doesn't ask us to do anything he's not going to do himself. And the Son doesn't do anything of his own accord. It's all with the Father. That's a surprising thing, that Jesus lives that way. And Jesus, sometimes, as page 24 says in this book, sometimes we have Jesus, the untouchable one, where Jesus is so transcendent that he's not like us, that he didn't really experience human life like we do. But that's maybe an Old Testament picture of God. But even in the Old Testament, God was so involved with his people and making covenants and revealing. But now in Jesus, he is with us in all things but for sin. And he became sin. He took on our sin. There had to be someone that could take on sin and find a way for it to be answered and forgiven. And Jesus does that in the cross. So take up your cross daily. is part of one of the famous gospel passages when Jesus is asking people to follow him. On all the different gospels where he's getting disciples to follow him, he says, deny yourself, then take up your cross daily, and then follow him. So daily, weekly, monthly, annually, decade after decade, take up your cross. Even take up your cross hourly, you know. And you may already know much of what your cross is. But there may be some things you don't know what your cross is. But talking to the Lord about whatever your suffering is part of taking up your cross. Is when you have that weight on you. But the Lord will say something, I'll share that cross with you, but will you share with me my mission? So it's a trade. It's like, I'll take up this cross of your suffering and your heaviness, and you're heavy laden over many things. But I'll refresh you, and I'm gentle of heart, and I can help you. But then he says, this cross is a mission to save the world. Will you let me live in you? And can I bring my gospel and my life, my heart through yours? And can you help with my mission to save people? And there is the Sunday gospel today, and the temptations of not doing it is what I would put in my journal of the times when I'm not. But as you saw, I did respond to a vocation in Holy Orders, and that was really, I think sometimes some people have a very big challenge in their life to get to a crossroads, or an event happens, and there's a time of decision, you know. So for me, it was kind of a dramatic one, although I took some time to choose a different path. But other people, it's maybe not as a big conversion moment, but it's a series of smaller things. The next thing you know, you find you're following the Lord and you're going this way, in a lot of small surrenders. But in the end, you know that I'm with the Lord. I just did a funeral, and the man that died, his son is a minister in a Baptist church, and I know that his particular Baptist church has a lot of problems with Catholics. I was thinking, the son is a Baptist that's supposed to dislike Catholics, because I know that church well, and they don't like Catholics. But this man's father was a practicing Catholic, going to Mass and everything, and active in his church, and I thought that would have been an interesting dynamic between the two of them. But I think he would have seen that his father may not have done the big born-again, one-time, promise-to-God thing that the Baptists are looking for. But he couldn't deny that his father denied himself, took up his cross daily, and was a follower daily all the way to his death. And that's really the message at that funeral that hasn't happened yet, since I'm recording this before I'm doing that funeral. But I look forward to that encounter. And so it's Sunday. I hope you have a good Sunday in the Lord. It's our first Sunday of Lent. I'll see you tomorrow on Monday right here. Thank you.